Welcome to the Roadmap to 1 Million podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Zeal, and if you're looking for the high-level strategies and stories behind building a seven-figure product brand, then you're in the right place. On this show, we'll uncover the advanced strategies, stories, and secrets that you need to know in order to take your e-commerce brand to the next level. Are you ready to uncover your roadmap to 1 million? Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome to Roadmap to 1 Million. My name is Stacey, and I am super excited for you to be here. If you are new to the show, welcome. If you are seasoned and you've been rocking with the show for a while, welcome as well. I am super excited to talk to y'all today because I am kicking off a series. Okay, so we are kicking off a series that I am calling the Streamline and Scale series, and it's going to be all about how to create long-term, sustainable, predictable growth in your business, and to do it in ways that infuses a lot of incremental change, a lot of growth. All this kind of good stuff is really going to be very actionable. So I'm super excited to tell y'all a little bit more about the series. But before I do, please make sure that you are following the show, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening, make sure you're following the show, because that is how you're going to make sure that you get every episode of this series. Also, make sure that you are on my email list, because if you jump onto my email list, then that means that every week we send out an email with the podcast and what the podcast is about. So make sure that you go over to staceyzeal.co/podcast. You can check the show notes, and all the links and stuff will be in there, so that you make sure that you're following the show, that you're going to get all of this great content. And this series really is going to tell you what levers you can pull or that you need to pull to really streamline your marketing so you can scale. I've been talking to a lot of entrepreneurs, feeling this myself, to be honest. I have a lot of kind of personal things I'm going to be infusing, or personal, business things I'm going to be infusing into this series. But it's like, I want you to understand that there are things that as you grow, as you get bigger, your marketing is going to have to get bigger. But the problem is that we are small business owners at this point. And so maybe you have a small team, maybe it's just yourself and a couple other people, or maybe it's just you and one other person working on your business. And so how do you know what levers you need to pull to scale if you want to take your evergreen offer? So like a course, a digital product, a group program, or any other kind of evergreen offer where you constantly have people enrolling or joining your programs or purchasing your products, and you want to scale those and you want to take that to the next level, you definitely need to make sure that you lock in to this series. And so today's episode is going to be about the three areas that you need to focus on if you want to scale and if you want to take things to the next level. And so this first episode, I'm going to give you the overview of the three areas. And then each episode after this is going to do a deep dive into each of these three areas with actionable tips that you can apply right away to exponentially increase your sales for the long term. So I want to make sure that, you again are tuning into the series. So make sure you follow the podcast. And so before we jump into today's content, before I jump into the episode, I want to make sure that so if you are looking for the roadmap to autopilot sales for your evergreen offers, definitely go watch my free training on how to scale your evergreen offers with Facebook ads. In that workshop, I tell you how to layer Facebook ads into your existing marketing strategy to grow your sales, to create more time, and rapidly increase your visibility. And so if you are curious about Facebook ads and you know that that's one of the strategies that you want to really kind of infuse into your business this year, definitely start by watching that workshop. It's a free workshop and it's going to take you about 45 minutes to get through, and it'll just really give you the ins and outs of layering Facebook ads into your existing strategy and what you need to know to take things to the next level. So go to staceyzeal.co/maximize. It's also going to be linked in the show notes for you to be able to go and watch that workshop. Okay, so let's talk about these three areas. So these are the three marketing areas or systems or strategies that you need to focus on in order to scale your evergreen offers. And so I've been on many marketing teams, whether it's been a marketing team, a solo marketing team, whether it's been a marketing team of 30, or it's been, somewhere in between that. And I've worked with a lot of different clients. And when I'm looking at successful marketing in 2023, really boils down to attraction, nurturing, and conversions. And so as you grow, your marketing also has to grow. As you get more revenue into your business and you have these higher targets, you're going to have to focus on these three areas in order to sustain that growth. There's a lot of us are focused trying to figure out, like, what do I focus on? Where do I, what requires my energy in order for me to get to the next level? And so I'm going to tell you what those three areas are. And so when it comes down to selling your evergreen offers on autopilot, when it comes down to scaling your business, it really comes down to 1, generating enough leads, 2, nurturing those leads with content, and 3, it comes down to having a customer journey that leads them to a sale. And I tell you that these things are the fundamentals, right? But I know who you are. I know where you're at in your business. You're like, Stacey, I don't need to know, lead generation 101. I'm not going to teach you lead generation 101. This isn't a one-on-one kind of series. And so come back to me if you're thinking, oh, this is a little, I don't really need to know these fundamentals. I'm really kind of, looking for some next level strategies. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into each of these three areas and give you the next level strategies for each of these areas. But I want to make sure that we set the stage first so that you understand that it's a whole lot of noise out there telling you what to focus on. But really, when it comes down to scale, what is scale? Scale is about creating incremental growth in your business. I remember when I worked at Zappos, that was the first time I had heard the word incremental when it came to marketing. And so it really kind of stuck with me because it's like, incremental means that you're making small changes that have big impacts. Small changes that really stack on top of each other. It's like compound interest if you're thinking about stock markets. It's about making sure that all the things that you're doing are leading to long-term growth. So these three areas, let's talk about what they actually are. So the first area that you need to focus on when it comes to scaling your evergreen offers or taking your course or your digital products or your group programs, memberships, all of these things to the next level is lead generation. And when you don't focus on getting yourself in front of new people, what happens is that you get so stuck in the nurture phase that you end up wearing your audience out. And so being able to get your business and your name and your products and your services in front of new people is essential. And so, but there's a way to do it that doesn't take up all of your time. There are ways to do it that create long-term sustainable growth. A lot of us are too focused on short-term growth strategies like posting on Instagram. Like, yeah, does that generate leads? Yes. But that requires you to consistently be posting in order for you to create those leads. Because these social channels are not built for things to be long-term. Other than Pinterest, we'll take Pinterest off the table because Pinterest is a more long-term kind of social network. YouTube also, more long-term social network. But the big ones like Facebook, Instagram, even LinkedIn, even Twitter, they're not long-term strategies. They are channels that you use to get in front of new audiences, yes, but it's going to consistently require you to be keeping up with their algorithm change. It's going to require you to consistently, right now, reels are hot on Instagram. So right now you need to be making reels. But in a year, when something else comes out, that's going to be the big focus, right? So you see how these things, like, it causes your business to fluctuate when you're reliant on these channels. And so I'm going to talk to you about long-term lead generation strategies. And so as you grow, as I mentioned, as you grow, you're going to need more leads to hit your targets. And so, as I mentioned, manual lead generation is not scalable. It may get you to 6 figures, but in order to get to 7, you need the long-term, sustainable, predictable strategies that don't zap all of your energy. And the goal is to tighten up. Really, it's about tightening up and amplifying based on what your data is telling you to do. Hey there, CEO. Are you tired of creating content after content after content only to have it die in the feed after a few days? Do you wish there was a way to make more money without needing to create even more content? Well, there is. Facebook ads. When you invest in Facebook ads, you, one, get off that organic hamster wheel of creating endless amounts of content to hit your sales goals. Two, you generate quality leads that are dying for your offers 24/7. And three, you put your sales on autopilot without all the time and effort of hustling organically. After generating over $150 million with Facebook ads for some of your favorite brands like Zappos, Crocs, Adidas, and hundreds more, I have distilled all of that knowledge into my signature framework called the Zeal Method. If you are ready to stop posting 17 reels a day and learn how to create long-term sustainable success by investing in Facebook ads, I invite you to watch my free workshop, Maximize Your Money, How to Exponentially Increase Your Sales with Facebook Ads. In this workshop, you'll learn the 3 things you must have in place before investing in Facebook ads for maximum success. You'll learn what it takes to create ads that attract your ideal clients 24/7, and you'll learn my signature Zeal method that my clients use to run ads that generate quality leads on autopilot. Head over to stacyzeal.co/maximize to watch the workshop and learn the exact steps to exponentially increase your sales with less effort by investing in Facebook ads. All right, let's jump back into the episode. And so in the next episode, I'm going to talk about 3 long-term strategies to scale your lead generation. Okay, we're going to be talking about what the things that you need to be focused on infusing into your business that create long-term stackable impact rather than things that are just like quick. Right? So that's the first thing. So lead generation is the first thing that we're going to dive into. I'm going to talk to you about these next level long-term strategies that will tighten up your lead generation and not require it to be based on all of your energy. So that's one. Second place that you need to focus on if you want to scale your evergreen offers is content creation. Content marketing isn't going anywhere anytime soon, right? And I pulled out some stats about content marketing so that I can illustrate this to you. And honestly, the fun thing is I actually just went to ChatGPT and typed in, send me some stats about content marketing. And I was like, okay, I had to give it a couple of different prompts to really get it to where I wanted to get it. But, it gave me some good stuff. So I'm going to read some of that to y'all. But if you're wondering how to use ChatGPT, there's an episode, a couple episodes back called How to Use AI to Streamline Your Marketing, or how to use artificial intelligence to streamline your marketing. So definitely go back and listen to that if you want to hear more about how I use ChatGPT. But here are some things that I got from it. 90% of consumers find custom content useful. 78% believe that organizations providing custom content are interested in building good relationships with them. 61% of consumers are more likely to buy from a company that delivers unique content, according to Custom Content Council. 70% of B2B marketers plan to create more content in this coming year. And I'm going to tell you, and that's according to Content Marketing Institute. But even if you are B2C, you're most likely going to be creating more content in the coming year, right? So as you're thinking about 2023, as you're thinking about 2024, as you're thinking about 2024, not 2024, as you're thinking about 2024 and 2023, you're going to have to create content. And so what I'm not about to tell you is how to create content 101. That's, I'm not going to walk you through what content marketing is and why it's important to your business. Because again, this is a next level series and you're a next level CEO. This series is for you if you're really trying to infuse more revenue, more visibility, all of these things into your business. But you're understanding that it's going to take some next level strategies to get there. And so that's what this is about. And so it really feels like now we're on an endless loop of creating content. I know that's how I felt. Like I've been feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm creating so much content. So much content. And honestly, being on an endless loop for content doesn't work for my brain. It doesn't work for my brain, and it doesn't create long-term growth. It just feels like you're going to burn out. Because what happens is for example, what happened to me this year, I did a launch, went all in on this launch, create tons of content for this launch, burnt myself out, and was like, oh my goodness, I really just need to I really don't feel like creating another thing. But business still keeps going, right? We have to be able to keep going. And so I finally feel like I've created a system and a workflow and a process for getting ahead of my content. So that's what's going to happen in the episode, in the following episode. This is a 4-part series. So episode 1 is this one, where I'm going to give you an overview. Episode 2 is lead generation, and we're going to talk about how to take that to the next level for long-term strategies. The third episode of the series is all about how to enhance and automate your content creation, so that as you scale, you stay ahead of content and not feel like it's taking up all of your time, right? So I'm going to give you a behind the scenes of how I create my content, the tools that I use, the things how do I repurpose content? Because it's a big piece of what I do. Is I take content and I repurpose it a lot. And so we're really going to go deep on how to repurpose content, the tools that you can use, all of the different things that I use and that I recommend for my clients who are in scale mode, who are really trying to take things to the next level. And so if that sounds like you definitely want to make sure that, again, you're paying attention to the series and you're following the show. So that's content, right? So content's not going anywhere. We're going to have to continue to create content, but really figuring out ways to do it in a way that takes what we're doing to the next level without it requiring all our time. The last piece, and this is this is the most important area of this series. This is the place that is going to have the biggest impact on creating incremental growth that lasts in your business. And so that is your customer journey or your funnel. How are you moving people to a sale? This is a place that every time I audit someone, every time I work with a new client, I always look at their funnel, because let me tell you, leaks get bigger as you scale. I'll say that again. The leaks in your funnel get bigger as you scale, as you get more people into your funnel. If you have leaks, if you're having places where you're missing, where you're missing being able to tighten it up, and where you have holes where people are just kind of falling off or dropping off, that's just going to only get bigger as you grow. And so in the last episode, and again, the most significant area of this series is going to be all about optimizing your funnel. And again, I'm not giving you what is a funnel 101. This is going to be for those people, for those business owners, for those creators, for those podcasters, for those small business owners, those online providers, those people with Evergreen offers who are primarily using a funnel who are aware of what the customer journey is, are aware of what a funnel is, have maybe a basic funnel in place. But where do you look to figure out, how do I make this better? How do I make this more impactful? How do I get more people to complete the sale? How do I stop losing people on my, at certain parts of my funnel? And so I'm going to give you 3 ways to optimize your funnel to convert more leads into sales. This is something that I just taught to my students in my course, Maximize with Ads, my Facebook ads course. We have monthly strategy sessions. And the first strategy session that we did was all about how to convert more of their cold ad traffic into more sales. And so I figured, I'm like, let me give y'all a version of that, because we went really, really deep. But let me give y'all a version of that so you understand how important it is, and so you can start to look at it and really start to make some changes to your funnel. And that way you're starting to see more of your business get down to the bottom of that funnel. And you're seeing less people kind of drop off in the middle area, or you're seeing less people who aren't even making it into the funnel in the first place. So this is a data-driven, actionable series. So make sure that you join my email list so you don't miss an episode. And here are 2 ways to join my email list. The first way to join my email list is to go to stacyzeal.co/podcast. Over there, you can sign up on the form over there. On that form, I will also send you my top 5 episodes. So the five most downloaded episodes that people are saying had the most impact in their business, I will send you those also. So make sure, and then you'll also get the podcast weekly. And then the last way to join my email list is to watch my Facebook ads workshop. So if you're curious about Facebook ads and really wanting to understand, how do Facebook ads work really? How do I layer them into my existing strategy? What do I need to have in place before I put my Evergreen sales on autopilot with ads? Then you definitely want to make sure that you go and watch that workshop, and that you can watch that workshop at stacyzeal.co/maximize. All right, y'all. So that's what I have for you for part 1 of this series. Part 1, again, was all about setting the foundation. So it's understanding that if you want to take your Evergreen offers to the next level, if you want to be able to create, if you're in scale mode, right? You're in scale mode and you're trying to get from that 6 figures to 7 figures. this is the series that you definitely need to pay attention to, because we're going to go deep on long-term next level lead generation strategies. I'm going to also talk to you about how to streamline your content creation and how to automate some things, so that way as you're creating content, one, it's getting as most life as possible. It's getting the most, the most bang for your buck, but also so you're making sure that you're not zapping all of your time and losing all of your time to content creation. And then the third piece, which is the last piece of this 4-part series, and the most important, is how to convert more cold leads into sales. And so we're really going to talk about how do you optimize your funnel? What are some actual things that you can do to optimize your funnel, so that way you're seeing more people get to your offers, and so seeing more people get to the actual completing of the sale, or booking the sales call, or whatever the actual data point is for you that you're going to be, that you're using to determine what that funnel leads to. Okay. So again, make sure you're following the series. Make sure you tag a friend or share it with a friend, because this is really, really going to be impactful for those of you who are in scale mode. So that's what I got for y'all today. I'm excited to see y'all on the next episode. I will talk to y'all next week. OMG, that episode was packed with gems. Are you ready for more? Head over to stacyzeal.co/podcast to get the show notes and to sign up to get our top 5 podcast episodes to help you streamline your marketing so you can make this your $1 million year. Head over to stacyzeal.co/podcast.